10 years, you'll know exactly what I mean. And I don't mean that like you can't know it, but you have to go through this so much. Tonight, we're working on something from the Kihon Happo, and I wrote the meanings of these here. Kihon means like the foundation, the basics, the beginning, the source of everything. So the Kihon is the first part of the phrase, Kihon. And that's used like in the books when you're doing a Kihon for swordsmanship, a Kihon for unarmed combat, a Kihon for Hanbo, Shuriken. You start with the basics, not the advanced. It's like the foundation of the building. Don't worry about the color of the paint, worry about if the cement in the foundation is good, then you work your way up. Happo, a lot of people misinterpret that as the 8 directions, although there are much more than 8, there are more like 15. But Happo, when I say that, think of infinite movements based off of the Kihon. Even though there are 8, but with the 3, the torite we do, there are 15, and then if you do left and right, it becomes 30. If you do tenchi and jin, it becomes 90. So it's like infinite basics. This is more for the Gyoku, one of the 9 schools that we study, but it's actually for all of the martial arts. Okay, so I'm not saying if you learn these 8 movements you'll be great, but you will know the basics of our martial art. So it's called the Kihon Happo. It's in every book you pick up on this martial art. It's like going to middle school for a training, and kindergarten, with no disrespect, start at the bottom. So any of the books by Hatsumi, like Unarmed Fighting, The Way of the Ninja, the Ten no Gyaku, Gyoku, they all have these techniques in them. Now in our curriculum, you've seen these in different forms, you've seen pieces of them, but tonight we're going to show one kata from this. So, in the Kihon Happo, you have 3 movements called the Koshi-san Po. This explains, like I did earlier, about the direction you move when you're in a fight. I have many choices, but one is forward. If I'm being attacked, I can fire in. One is backward, and then one is holding our ground. Remember, we talked about that. So I have options when someone's attacking me. Do I hold my ground, or do I rush in, or do I rush back if I'm afraid? And then what we do is we use these in elemental form so you can understand them. Forward is what? Fire. So if I'm forward moving, I'm connected, I'm going to take hold of this issue, I'm going to blast through this opponent to save my children. There's a fire, so I fire in, I move forward. Kind of like a Taekwondo person who's competing for points. Holding my ground is what element? Earth. Chi is earth. So I'm neutral. I'm not forward or backwards. I'm caught by surprise, or I'm in no mood. I'm just a mountain of, you're not going to get my space. I do not move. That's power of earth. And then retreating and moving back is what?
Water.
Water, but that does not mean water is weak because you retreat. Actually, water is a very powerful element. Think of a tsunami. And then you have left and right, right? I can go sideways too, and the diagonals. And if you look at it, there's 8 directions. And then there's a 9th and a 10th as well, up and down. So everything's an asterisk. So Ichimonji is dealing with backwards. Jumonji kata is learning how to move our feet forward. And Hicho is the earth holding your position. Another night we'll go over those movements. Then you have the torite, so you have those 3, and then you have the 5 techniques of the torite, which means the grabs, the different grabs. Tori, and then the te of the hand, the grabs. There are 5 techniques that we practice. 5 plus 3 is the 8. The 5 techniques can be done from the forward, backwards, or holding your ground. So that's where you can get 5 times 3 is 15. The 5 are here. Now these drawings down here represents the type of attack we're doing. I have a triangle because that represents the shape of the attack on the opponent. So if John's here, if he's the tip of the triangle, and you see the triangle here, the triangle is when I'm grabbing the center of his body. I'm coming in this direction like a wedge. When you come at someone in a triangular fashion, the hands tend to be on the inside, on the middle of the chest, like they're grabbing your necktie. In a square, is the shape is there is when I grab him on the outside of his arms, or I'm out here. I'm not on his chest, I'm on the sides of his body. Now, if he grabs me in the center of my body, we have wrist techniques that we do. Because the wrist is right here, it's very weak, and there are things I can do to manipulate his balance, his kozushi. If he's out here and he's doing these outside attacks, it's very hard to get the wrist when he's out here, because I open myself up for attack. And so we move to the next joints, which are the elbow joints and the shoulder. So everything these brilliant people created has a matrix to it. It has a pattern. So when you think about it, when someone's attacking you and they tend to do a central attack, go for wrist locks. If they're grabbing you out here, go more for elbows and shoulder movements. Something to remember, okay? Now we're going to work on this technique called Hon Gyaku, also called Hon Gyaku. They're one and the same. This is an effective reversal that I call the great equalizer, because it doesn't matter of your size. If you apply it correctly to their koppo, their bones, they will go down. Please don't think of this as a wrist lock. Wrist locks did not work in armor. You see the armor over there. Can imagine someone in a tank and you try to do a wrist lock in armor, it won't move. Think of Ura and Hon Gyaku as a body manipulation. When he grabs, I'm going to affect his entire skeletal structure to take his balance. It is not about his wrist. It's about reversing his entire skeleton. And that's something we should remember with our martial art. It is not about what your hands do. All of these are based off of your feet, where my feet go. So you notice I won't move my feet. If I'm just standing here trying to do this stuff, he's going to punch me 10 times. It's almost impossible to get a wrist lock on someone in the street anyway. Very hard to do. Because a fight, they don't sit here. I have seen, and I've experienced where people do, if you let me be the attacker, where they come up and they grab and they punch you. We have an answer for that, several. But most people tend to come in with a punch immediately. I don't know, do you guys think grabbing is common nowadays, or does it depend on the situation? Or do you think it's more just striking? Videos you've seen, what do you guys think? More striking. Grabbing may work male to female sometimes, or if I'm pressing him against a locker to take his lunch money, I may grab. Grab is more intimate, it's more close, but it's in some ways it's more debilitating because I'm actually holding his spirit down. So for tonight, the attack is this. The attack is you walk up and you grab the person. Now you grab him with authority. Don't do this. That's no good. You got to put some energy into it. Because of our clothing, we grabbed the lapel. They didn't have lapels with armor. They had a chest plate, solid steel or iron. So if this was a chest plate, the way they grabbed back then was they would grab the side. Can you guys see the side? That would be a square piece of iron. They would grab the side of it, Utsumetsu part. But because it's Budo class, we're going to practice both, okay? But for right now, I want you guys to grab your friend's lapel and get ready to punch them. That's all I want you to do. Now, is it more common to grab with the left or the right?
Right. Right.
More common with the left. Right.
Why?
Because you punch with the more power.
Okay, correct. Only 10% are left-handed, so if I'm a righty, I would tend to grab him with my left, my weak hand, so to speak, so that the power hand can damage. However, we practice both, so you get good at both, because you have to be ready for anything. So in this case, I want you guys to attack with a left grab, and then I just want you to get ready to punch him in the face, okay? And when you grab him, again, just hold him here and just move in and get ready. Just think, let's get to the defense. I don't want to do the attack. It's boring. It shouldn't be boring. Everything I do to this opponent should be a teaching tool for me. So with the Koshi Kyon Sanpo, I should have 3 options. I can move forward, backwards, or hold my ground with anything he does. Then I can move left and right, and I can go up and down too. So if he's grabbing me from here and it's earth, I can just knock this down and move in and hit. I can hold my position. If he's grabbing here, I can fire in and take his position. Or if he's grabbing here, I can move back and get position as well, all these. But for tonight, let's leave it in place. He grabbed me. This will become the center of the kata here. Where's the anger in him? Do you know right now if you had to pick a spot?
Fist.
Which fist though? There's
The
two.
right one.
It's in the one.
But is it the one holding or the one getting ready to hit, or is it equal? Think about
Holding.
that. Where's the energy in his anger? Holding. How many think it's holding? This one. All the anger's here. How many think it's mostly over here? Of course, we could argue it's actually in here. We can't always answer that. So for now, the minute he grabs me, I think the anger starts here and then it transitions for power. It kind of goes zip to that one. First movement is this. Everyone get ready. Hands are up. So as soon as he grabs, shield and turn a bit. Put your shields up. Do not stand there. Rely on his ability to hold. He's not going to let go. He's attached to me now. The second that he grabs, I want you to bring this hand up and hit him with your left. Give him a nice hapa to the face. For a second, that's going to create a shield and hurt him. Real life, but hit. Pop his eardrum. Because he's going to be hitting next. Now I need to take his balance. So after I hit from here, I'm moving offline to my case to the right. Take your arm and put it on top of his and collapse it as you continue footwork this way. So watch the direction. It's 1, and then watch where I go, please. 2, I move over here. Now I took his balance already. Probably won't happen in real life, but. So when he grabs 1 and move, I've now done several things. I've hurt him, gotten out of the way of his punch, shifted offline, and I'm moving into a good position. Again. One turn, boom, from here and collapse. Pay close attention. Everyone do this. Your right hand, in this case, because of his clothing, comes from under and grabs his gi here, or his t-shirt, jacket, kimono. This is just struck. This hand now goes on top, and my hand goes on top of his. This is all one vice here, one movement. Do not just do this. This will be incorrect. Just your hands. It's junk, and I've seen it on the internet everywhere. Have I affected his balance, his kazushi? Have I?
No.
He grabs. Have I affected your balance? No. Again. Have I affected your balance? Yes.
Yes.
Now, once I've affected his balance, and he almost falls backwards, boom, from here. I just turn this over again and apply this. In this case, he's on the ground. This is a nasty lock, this Hon Gyaku, Hon Gyaku. But don't fall down. He grabs. Do this with us. 1.5. Use your skeletal structure. Now, as you rotate, his hand will Gyaku, it'll reverse. Watch this hand, it turns. It rotated, so now his pinky is in the air. Couple things to remember. It's possible, I doubt it, but he could still turn and shoot into my legs if I stop moving. Good news is he cannot hit me with his right hand unless I allow this to raise up. So the same thing, 1.5, 2. Why am I holding that? So he can't get away. Here's what I see, which is so incorrect. People will stand here and do this. What is wrong with this? Several things.
Shields down.
My shields are completely open to him. I might as well put a hit me sign here and here. Have I bladed?
No, sir.
Have I affected his balance?
No, sir.
Am I in the way of his next attack? Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
I actually saw this just the other day online. Go ahead. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I got it. And I was like vomiting on the screen. So, Everything is taijutsu. This is not a wrist lock. It is a bone manipulation. The more you move, he can't hit you. The idea is to break this bone and affect his balance. Hoppojutsu. 1. Turning this here. Now, where do you feel the pain?
Right here.
Here. Control the arm so that he can't shoot in or move back. Now you have 3 directions from here. I can go straight down, break his wrist if you stand again. I can, in one case, move forward so that he moves forward. I can go backwards, and then I can rotate here, which is the worst of the 4. I don't want him to roll out of it. Check this out. If I get to here, and I apply this lock, is there a way you can roll in your right shoulder to escape? Oh, he did it. Probably won't happen out there, but he may. I keep him from rolling here by bending his arm. This bend here will keep him from rolling. If his arm is straight, he'll roll. If I bend this and pull it down, he can't roll. Go ahead and front roll. Can't. Now, can he hit my groin from here? Maybe. So is this smart? Blade at the end. Blade at the end. Now he can't hit me. Everything is shutting him down. 1, 2, 3, moving here, shutting him down. Feel that? From here, you can kick, move that out, tap him out into position. And he can pull free at any second. No one is going to let you hold them in this lock here. Nobody. Pull free. Hey, oh. Why could he pull free? Many reasons, but what's one? Anyone? Hello? McFly? Anyone?
Well,
Go for it.
Also, like, there's a lot of strength in your shoulder and elbow.
Yes. Skin is slippery, oily. So naturally when we're sweating, it slides. It's one reason. If his arm is straight, it's very easy for him to pull free. If his arm is bent, it's very hard to pull free because I'm pinning him at 2 joints, not 1. I literally only have his fingers right now. I'm not controlling any joint. Right now I'm controlling just his wrist. Right now I'm controlling his elbow and his shoulder as well. So you must think of this as a bone destruction, not a wrist lock. That's why I have a hold here. That's why I have this. Remember I said to hold the sleeve or the arm? Because when I move here and I move into position, it's hard for him to escape. Once you guys get here, try not to let tensity in your shoulders build. If I'm like doing this, it's all up here. I'm actually touching this very lightly. And I'm pulling on him. What happens when I pull your arm? When I do this, what happens? He's off balance. So it's a light touch. It's not this. It's not strength. It's taijutsu. Feel the difference? It's taijutsu. It's footwork. I didn't really use any muscle with him. I'm not using muscle. It's not this. Yeah, Van Damme. It's taijutsu. Feel it. There it is, taijutsu. Okay. One more. Look at all the footwork I'm doing. Tons of it. I move all around. It's taijutsu. Can you do it? What's to stop him again from punching me right here? Yell it out, please.
You're not bladed.
I can still blade, he can still hit me. Is this the position I was in?
No.
No, sir.
No, you have to go nearly behind him. So watch where I am. I'm on line with this. Not smart, right? When he goes to hit, I move here. He didn't hit me, correct?
Correct.
Now, when I reverse this again, I lower his structure so that I prevent him from punching me because I bend his back with the kamae. Is the groin open right now? Yes, so you can't be here. You have to blade where he's gonna shoot in and tackle you. Can you pull free? You can, right? Pull free. You must drape this other hand over or he'll pull free. And you have to, when you're bending his fingers, you have to roll his wrist in. So everyone make this shape. It's like you're tracing inward. Everything, the lock works best when I pull it to my core, my hara, the belly here. If I push forward, it's not the same. It can work. But when I make this rotational circle toward my center, it's 10 times more powerful because my whole spirit's taking him down. Again, this is not as good. I see this a lot, you know, here and pushing in. It's okay to push, but I'm way open for attack, and he's just going to pull free. So when I do this, 2, and I rotate, I'm now going to pull everything into the hara. It's 1, 2, and pull this in here. Feel the difference. He can't move. It's here. The farther it is away from your body, the more opportunity he has to escape and defend. 1 1/4 hara. Down! Use your voice too. Now, the ura part means inner reversal. So hon and ura are interchangeable because when I get here, I'm going to turn this over and take him to the ground from here immediately. I am not going to let him get back up. So once you get to this Hon Gyaku, you continue to reverse it to take him to the ground. So it's 1 1/2, 2 1/2, straight down to the ground so that he can't roll or run. Understand the movement. This won't look so good. Yeah, see? It's all over YouTube. There's people that train 2, 3 years. I don't understand Taijutsu. Here, okay. Go for it.